Good morning, students. Welcome back. I'm Ritesh, sir, your chemistry teacher, and our topic is classification of crystalline solids. So, crystalline solids are classified in four ways, or there are four kind of crystalline solids on the basis of their intermolecular force, interatomic force, or you can say binding forces. Classification is IMCM, ionic, M for metallic, again C for covalent or network, right? And next M stands for molecular. Ionic solids, metallic solids, covalent solid or network solid, molecular solids. Molecular solids are, you can further classify molecular solid in three parts: non-polar molecular solid, polar molecular solids, and hydrogen bonded. So, there are three further classification of molecular solids. Okay. Now, I am going to draw a table, and through that table we will learn differences between them and more information about these types of crystalline solids. So, this is our table. First column is types of solid, second is constituent particles, binding forces, examples, physical nature, its conductivity, actually its electrical conductivity is there, that is electrical conductivity, and melting point of that solid, that material, right. Let us start with ionic solids. Ionic solids, ionic solids are those solids, or ionic compounds are those compounds which have ionic bond, right. And ionic bond is a bond between a metal and a non-metal. Metal will lose electron and non-metal will gain electron. That is why ionic compound, constituent particles of ionic compounds are ions, cation and anions, right. Here our constituent particles are cations and anions, right. Okay. It is there are two types of forces, cation and anion, means there is some positive and negative charges. So, binding forces, the force of attraction between two charges is called electrostatic force or Coulombic force, or you can say electrovalent bond, right, electrovalent force. So, it is Coulombic force, you can write Coulombic force or electrostatic force. Electrostatic force. Example is sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, these all are crystalline solids, which are example of sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, okay, and potassium KCl, and many more. So, what is the physical nature? Anionic compounds are actually anionic compounds are very hard in nature, but they are brittle also, hard but brittle, they can break easily, okay. Conductivity, ionic compounds can conduct electricity, but when it conducts electricity, if its state of matter is liquid, if it is in liquid or or aqueous or in molten state, then it will conduct electricity, but in solid state it will never conduct electricity. So, solid state it behave like insulator, and aqueous or molten state they behave like a good conductor. Melting point and boiling point is very high. Ionic compounds have high melting and boiling points. Now, second is our metallic solids or metallic compounds. Actually, metallic compounds have metallic bond. What is metallic bond? How metallic bond formed and how it works, right? So, here we can write constituent particles, positive ions in a sea of free ions. Positive ions in a sea of free ions, or free ions means ion that can move, mobile ions, which can move, which have movability. Actually, let us take an example of iron. Bonding forces, suppose that it's our iron 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus. Okay. In that case, they are positive ions in which negative ions, or there is two electron here, 2 from here, 2 from here. A lot of free electrons are there, and they can easily move like that in whole compound. So that movement of free electron in metallic compound can we can say it sea of free ions or mobile ions. They can conduct electricity, and they are responsible for conduction of electricity in metallic bond. So, binding force is our metallic bond. So, our bonding force is, in case of metal, it is metallic bond. That is metallic bond. Metallic bond. Okay. For example, iron, copper, silver, these all are metals having, and all metals and alloys also. They are example of metallic. Physical nature, they are hard in nature. Okay, they are good conductor of electricity. Their melting point and boiling points are, melting point is fairly high. Physical nature, hard, good conductor, fairly high, right? Okay. They can conduct electricity in solid state as well as molten state. They can conduct electricity in solid as well as molten state, right? After that, covalent compounds or network compound, or we can say network compound. Why it is called network solid? Why it is called network solid? Okay, we come to the point. First of all, covalent. What is covalent or networks? Covalent compounds are compounds, or covalent bonds are those bonds, the bond between a metal and the bond between two non-metals are called covalent bond. The bond between two non-metals are called covalent bond. So, constituting particles are atoms, molecules of non-metal, right? So, here atoms are constituent particles of non-metals, because covalent bond is a bond between non-metal and non-metal. Binding forces is obviously binding force is covalent bonding. That is a bonding due to sharing of electron. For example is carbon. Carbon in the form of diamond. In the form of diamond, that is very hard, and insulator, high melting point, very high melting point, right? There is one exception also, carbon in the form of graphite, soft, it can conduct electricity also, conductor, and low melting point. Okay. Now next and last is molecular solids. Molecular solids is of three types: polar molecular, non-polar, and hydrogen bonded molecule. So first is our non-polar molecule. Non-polar, in case of non-polar molecule, our constituting particles are non-polar molecule of noble gases or atoms of noble gases. Non-polar, simply molecules. We can write molecules. Here also molecules. Molecules. So in case of molecular solid, our constituting particles are molecules. Either it's a molecule of noble gases, it's a molecule of its polar molecules, or it is a molecule of hydrogen. So binding forces in case of the non-polar molecules is London forces, London force of attraction, or right, London force of attraction. In case of polar molecule, it's dipole dipole, dipole dipole, dipole dipole attraction. And in case of hydrogen bonding, it's hydrogen bonding, hydrogen bonding. So actually hydrogen bonding is a bonding between hydrogen bonding. What is hydrogen bonding? Hydrogen bonding is bonding between a hydrogen and phone, fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen. Hydrogen bonding is a covalent, it's a type of covalent bond in which hydrogen combined with fluorine or oxygen or nitrogen, right? Next is our example. Example of molecular non-polar is iodine, okay, iodine, hydrogen. For polar, it's HCl. It is there is covalent bond between hydrogen and chlorine, but chlorine is highly electronegative, due to which there is partial negative charge and there is partial positive charge. Okay, that's why they are polar covalent bond. Hydrogen bonded like water, that is a bonding between hydrogen and oxygen. Okay. So in physical nature, they all are soft in nature normally, soft in nature, and they are insulator, they do not conduct electricity, insulator, and melting points low. In this chapter we are talking about solid state of matter. That's why if it is in solid state, then it is ice. In case of ice, it is hard, right? That is the main differences between these four category of crystalline solids. Thanks for today.